Good morning. My name is Clinton Yamada, and I will be your chairperson for today's service. Are there any visitors or new students and families here this morning? First, we'll have Sambujo on page 24 in the Big Book, followed by Sutra chanting Jusage on page 23 in the Little Book, or page 93 in the Big Book.
Namandaps, 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 namandaps.
것이신 그여의 삶은 그 속으시도 그원 간내시트조만 또 그 이상 가요 묘그스무게 집 ts나튼 미프쇼 강각 그 에릭 도시 사이쇼선 시간 약고가 나이세로 간도 고그쇼텐니
Now we'll have Gatha Hotoke Sama on page 55 in the small service book, followed by the golden chain, which is located on page 2 in the little book, or page 15 in the big book.
노노노 사마仏様私の好きな母様のお胸のようにやわりと抱かれてみたい仏様のんほのの様仏様私の好きな王様のおててのようにしっかりとつがってみたい仏様のんほのの様仏様
The golden chain. I am a link in Amida's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida
나무 아미다 부츠.
Namo Amida
나무 아미다 부츠.
Namo Amida
나무 아미다 부츠.
Now we will have a Dharma lesson by Reverend Jones.
Please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Good morning. Good to see everybody here, and thank you to those who are joining us online as well. You know, at this service, where we have our children present, we tend to structure our messages towards the younger folks, and today's no exception. And in keeping with Buddhist tradition, I'd want to talk to you about the same topic that I'm sure is being talked about at every other BCA temple today, St. Patrick's Day. Now, my middle name is Farrell, which is shortened from O'Farrell when my ancestors came to America from Ireland sometime in the 1800s, probably around the time of the potato famine. But anyway, that's my interest in the topic. But the story of St. Patrick is interesting. He was born in Roman-controlled Britain in the 5th century. That's in the 400s. At the age of 16, he was kidnapped and taken to Ireland as a slave. There are not a lot of details available, but apparently he escaped, probably back to Britain, but he later returned, and with him, he brought back to Ireland Christianity. You know, one of the legends surrounding the story is that he used the native Irish clover, the three-leaf clover, to explain to the Christian world what they refer to as the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You may also know the three-leaf clover by its other name, the shamrock. St. Patrick is the patron saint of Ireland. March 17th is the celebration day of his death in the year 461. The people of Ireland began celebrating St. Patrick's Day somewhere around the 9th or 10th century, so about 500 years after he passed away. And if you're interested, the first St. Patrick's Day parade took place not in Ireland, but in America in 1601, in Florida, of all places. So what's the point of this? How does it relate to all of you? Well, young Patrick, in spite of his circumstances, had a curiosity. It led him, in spite of his youth, to learn about and adopt Christianity, and to even take it to the attention of the Irish people. Now, I'm sure the Romans and Britain, by that time, had already had their fill of the Christians, so Ireland was likely a more receptive audience anyway. There have been a lot of other young people who have led to that level of curiosity to drive them to action. Teddy Roosevelt, our 26th president, had a massive curiosity at a very young age. By the age of 5, he was cataloging animals by species and writing about them. He spoke French. He read German, French, some Latin, Greek, and Dutch. As a child, he suffered from asthma and was very weak and sickly, but he started a self-imposed exercise regimen and grew to great strength and became quite strong and healthy. At the age of 24, he wrote a book on naval warfare, although he was never in the Navy and had never set foot on a naval warship. That book was used at the Naval Academy for decades. Siddhartha Gautama, who we know as Shakyamuni Buddha, was curious from a very young age. But his father kept him secluded in a palace to protect him from the world. When still a young man, he finally ventured out to see the world outside, and his quest for knowledge became so great that he abandoned his home and his family to find his answers. His curiosity led to what we now know as Buddhism. Honen was only 13 when he was ordained and went to study. Shinran was only 9 when he was ordained, and he spent the next 20 years studying and practicing on Mount Hiei. Their youthful and continuing curiosity brought us to Jodo Shinshu Buddhism. What all of these people had in common was a profound sense of curiosity. What are you curious about? And I'm hoping it's more than just the latest game on your phone or iPad or whatever. There's so much more to the world. Science, math, history, languages, religions, animals, the planets, the possibilities are endless. And you don't have to pick just one. Sometimes in school, the teacher tells you that there are certain things that you need to know because they're just facts. The important thing is to know them, not necessarily to understand why they are true. Those facts are just building blocks, and it's from those building blocks that you get to ask why, how, when. As someone who's lived in and studied and practiced other religions, I can tell you that it's not unusual for the leaders of those religions to tell you that there are certain things that you just must believe. You must take them on faith. In fact, questioning these things can get you into trouble with the teacher or priest. And trust me, I know this from experience. The Buddha told his followers that they should never believe anything without question. Even the things he taught them should be questioned. In Buddhism, it's not only acceptable to question the teachings, it's expected that you question them. We want you to be curious. We want you to ask why and why not, how, or whatever question comes to you. We want you to think for yourself. Ask more questions, read more books, find better resources on the internet. Curiosity is a wonderful thing, but there's a second part. It needs to be followed by action. Ask questions, that's the key, but also do your own research. This can be done in a library, remember those? The internet, or by asking more people. Keep being curious, but then follow up and help find the answer for yourself. Curiosity is what led to some of the world's greatest inventions. Curiosity is what helped turn many young people into doctors, researchers, lawyers, nurses, and teachers. It's what led me to become a minister. So don't think of St. Patrick's Day as a celebration of all things green, or some strange Irish holiday, or as an excuse to eat corned beef and cabbage. Think of St. Patrick's Day as recognition of a very curious young person who took action to find his answers. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Jones. We will now have Gatha Farewell on page 45 in the small service book, followed by the Promise located on page 5 in the little book or page 15 in the big book.
Dharma school is over for another day. Let us gather round the shrine, bow our heads and say, thank you, teacher, for your help. Thank you, everyone. Buddha's love will keep us safe till our work is done. So we'll meet again next week. Won't you take good care? Let us try to do what's right, always kind and fair. We shall spread the happiness faith in Buddha brings. Now it's time to say goodbye till we meet again. Namo Amida Butsu, sing this fine refrain. Namo Amida Butsu, sunny day or rain. strong in faith remain. 남무아미다부츠 till we meet again.
The promise. We thank the Buddha for showing us the way of freedom. We will endeavor to walk in his noble path every day of our lives. Namo Amidabutsu.
나무아미다부츠.
Namo Amidabutsu.
나무아미다부츠.
Namo Amidabutsu.
나무아미다부츠.
Thank you to Ringbong Sakamoto, Reverend Jones, Mr. Akizuki, Miss Tanabe, organist Miss Tsuchimoto, and AV Tech Mr. Endo. Are there any announcements?
Morning. Let's see, 2 announcements. The Betsuin Golf Tournament is happening on April 29th, and we are also, as part of that, doing a fundraiser for the Dharma Center campaign. So we have a table outside. I think Mr. Onishi is out there selling tickets. So they're $20 each. So first prize is $4,000, and there's $10 $100 prizes. So you do not have to be present to win. You don't have to be a golfer. This is mainly just a way to raise money for the Dharma Center campaign. So they'll be out there hopefully the next few weeks selling tickets. The second thing is tomorrow, I guess, is the last day to sign up for the Lahaina Bento fundraiser. So since you're here today, if you're going to do it, I would just go in the office today and buy tickets from Richard there in the office. But again, we're continuing our efforts to support them. And then hopefully, I don't know, it'll be up to the Disaster Relief Committee, but we're hoping to do something for Seattle down the road as well. So thank you.
Good morning, Mei Kawamoto, Dharma School Superintendent. I have a last-minute request for a parent who's available during class to be the second adult in the 4th grade classroom. That's on the far side of the building, top of the stairs, for Mrs. Pike. So if you have time, I see a hand. Awesome. Thank you very much. That was all. Thank you.
Next week is Girl Scout Sunday, so it'll be a little bit of maybe confusion. Dharma School service, 9:30 service will be here in the Hondo, but the 10:10 service will be over in the annex because the Girl Scout group is so large that they'll have their service there in the annex. Adults will be able to join the service in the annex. So if you see people going to the annex for service, you don't have to follow them. 9:30 service will be here in the Hondo, so Dharma School service will be here. Okay.
Before everyone leaves the temple, please train all the books for the next service. Those of you who are interested are welcome to attend the adult English service following this service. You are welcome to stop by the Open Door Cafe tent outside in front of the garden. For your safety, please obey the crossing guards and look both ways before crossing the street. Thank you for attending today's service.
Later.
All right, thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Good job, Mr. Chairperson.
Good morning. All right, we're going to take it. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Nebraska. Good morning. Good morning. Morning.
He's had allergy, but it's looking good.
Yeah, you know, my allergies are starting up too.
Yeah.
So.
He wanted to play in the grass yesterday, and I let him.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Right in the middle, between too chilly and comfortable. Good morning. Are you chairing this one?
Regular time is 10 after 10, so almost when I stop. When I stop, we fail. Long time ago, we had a Japanese language service in the afternoon, but now we only have a Japanese service second Sunday. This will be they just open, so they just bring it any day. So most of students move to tuition have a summer class. But you are welcome to stay here for our regular service. I receive a note from you, we have an open temple doing the came up with, Okay. Actually, with the open temple, I'll come here for fun anyway. Last week, Sunday, service. All troubles and this. After passing almost, going to go home, and then some guy doing, the blood, well dressed, and said, learn something about and begin. So I started shooting with him. Asking all kinds of questions. And the winner get, are you single? Are you single? But I didn't know how to handle it. Next time these things happen, I'll tell whoever who's straight face that is respectful to a minister. But when the things something happen, I just go next time in the tour guide training, I will tell you. East side, that's how you say it.
Good morning. My name is May Kawamoto. I'll be chairing your service this morning. Before we begin, just want to remind you that food and drinks should not be brought into the Hondo. And if you have a cell phone, please have it turned off. Thank you. Do we have any guests or new people at the service this morning? All right. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Leslie Ito, and this is my daughter Zoe Wong. We're from Sanchi Buddhist Temple, and we're here in Los Angeles, and we're here for the Bay District Junior Library Conference that just finished.
Excellent. Welcome. Thank you for being here. All right. We'll begin the service this morning with Sambujo on page 24 in the large service book, followed by Sutra Chanting Junirai on page 20 in the small Dharma School service book, or on page 67 in the large service book.
Oh
是天人说恒有，阿弥那三六宗尊，在地明妙安那国，无量无虚虚一了。观君一心照鸟三脑，沙玛他教鸟作文，有莫可照鸟可修人哎，我那照来弥那son。Mensen jonyo mangat, iko yunyo sen nichingat, shonyo tenkun mushira, ponga chorai minason, Annam chodai kachuju, shuju myo soho shongyon, nomun kunye doma kyoman, konga chodai minason, 무비 무크고 쇼조 슈토크경 개준요코크 쇼사이야 그토무지자이 공가 초라이 미나손 지포묘몬 모사슈 무료쇼마조 산단 이쇼슈종간리기주 공가초라이 미나손 콘타이호 켄치쇼케 생년 초녀면아이사 오히사존요센노 옹가초라이 미다손 지모쇼라이 쇼부시 행겐진즈시 안하 생고송겐 조크요 공가초라이 미나손 쇼무조무가도 야근유스이가츠는 요로 이슈세포무묘집 공가초라이 미나손 이손무세츠무 아크묘 야크무뇨니 아크노금 슈닝시신교희선 공가초라이 미나손 이손무료 맹교 무쇼슈 아크지시기 오조부타이시보다이 공가초라이 미나손 나세스의손 그노부지 슈센무헨 신문 홍우 연어세 이사이 노원나라 이심 원정
Please rise for the Gatha, The Texture of Life, on page 95 in the small Dharma School service book. I'm seeing mine is on page 94, just so you know. And then remain standing for the three treasures, page 3 in the small Dharma School service book.
The texture of the life to be, we weave in colors all our own, and in the realm of destiny, we reap as we have sown. We make ourselves the joys and fears with which the coming life is made, and fill alone our future spheres with sunshine or with shade. We live our present lives again with memory warm or coldly dim. The pictures of the past remain, man's work shall follow him. Will you please join now in the reading of the three treasures? Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves our supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Please be seated.
And now, Minister's Assistant Dennis Akizuki will give this morning's Dharma talk.
Good morning, everybody. Please join me in Gassho and reciting the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Again, good morning to you all. welcome to everyone joining us in the Hondo or those of you watching at home. We're glad you could join us this morning. One of the thing I want to talk about this morning is gratitude. We talk about gratitude a lot in service. Some of you may know BCA even has a kind of slogan on its website. If you go to the BCA website, it says BCA, and right below that it says, it reads, a life of gratitude. So I think that's one thing that's really important in Shin Buddhism is gratitude. But what does that mean? Great gratitude. Be grateful for what you have, for everyone and everything that has made you the person you are today and contributes to your life today. Express that gratitude. I think, when you're in good times, being grateful might be a little bit easier to kind of express, right? I think in difficult and challenging times, expressing that gratitude can be difficult and challenging. But I think, being a Shin Buddhist can help you see the gratitude in those difficult and challenging times. And I found a 2020 Dharma talk by BCA Bishop Marvin Harada. And in this Dharma talk, Reverend Harada shared a story about Orange County Buddhist church member Scott Morris, who in 2012 died from amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, named after the Hall of Fame baseball player who died from the disease in 1941 at the age of 37. So there's no treatment for ALS. It's a progressively debilitating disease, eventually paralyzes you, and then at that point, you can't breathe. So the average life expectancy for somebody with ALS is 2 to 5 years, although some people live for many more years than that. So Scott Morris, Reverend Harada wrote, was, feeling sad. He was thinking about how he wouldn't see his son graduate from high school or walk his daughter down the aisle at her wedding day someday. So Reverend Harada suggested, why don't you write something? Write something like a letter to your children, something they could read on those occasions later. About a month later, Reverend Harada says Scott Morris told him that he had written something, but it wasn't a letter, it was more like a poem. And we're going to show that there. And actually, that's a nice image that was there. That was from Orange County Buddhist Temple image. So what Scott Morris wrote, I have ALS, and I am grateful. I am grateful to retire early to be with my family. I am grateful I have family and friends that are so supported and hopeful. I am grateful I can still walk and get around. When that is gone, I am grateful that I can still use my hands to feed myself. When that is gone, I'm grateful I can still breathe and laugh and feel. When that is gone, I am grateful I had a wonderful life. And when that is gone, Namo Amida Butsu. So that's a very powerful, very moving thing to write about when you're facing dying within a few years. But I think he kind of reflected in a very Buddhist, Shin Buddhist way about how even in the most trying, difficult and times, you can feel gratitude. You feel grateful for what you have. And even towards, he's talking about the end of his life. Nothing else is there except Namo Amida Butsu, feeling gratitude. So it also reminds me of something that I actually read 4 years ago, soon after I started giving Dharma talks. It's something else another Shin Buddhist wrote. This is wrote in 2015, three years after Scott Morris passed away. It's a member of our own Sangha who passed away from stage 4 lung cancer, Mas Horiuchi. And how many people knew Mas? Most of you knew Mas. Mas he didn't grow up Buddhist. He found Buddhism as an adult, I think, and he embraced it with tremendous passion and belief. And months before he passed away, he wrote something that appeared in the Dharma, our church newsletter. And it was so affected me that I asked if I could use it to write something later. And he said, yeah, use it whatever way you want to. So I'm going to read this. It's kind of like a poem, too. And it's called Stage 4 Lung Cancer, Namo Amida Butsu. And what Mas wrote was, asking why me is a waste of time, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you for Kisakatami's mustard seed story, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you to Renyo's White Ashes, which focus on life, Namo Amida Butsu. Memories of chatting with Rinban Ohata and Rinban Sumura, Namo Amida Butsu. Reading Everyday Suchness on Tuesdays with Mori, Namo Amida Butsu. Each breath is precious, Namo Amida Butsu. Each morning I awake is a gift, Namo Amida Butsu. Surprise for a hole-in-one in Tracy, Namo Amida Butsu. Gratitude for prune juice, Namo Amida Butsu. Oh, whoops, I skipped one. Making doo-doo after being constipated, Namo Amida Butsu. The cards, phone calls, and encouragement from UIKAI staff, Namo Amida Butsu. Visits from Rinban Fujimoto, Reverend Sakamoto, Reverend Akahoshi, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, Remus, for the Legoland keychain, Namo Amida Butsu. Appreciation for words, gifts, and cards from Dharma School staff, Namo Amida Butsu. Thanks to the inmates of this county for their concern and best wishes, Namo Amida Butsu. Gratitude to the chaplaincy and corrections for their support and encouragement, Namo Amida Butsu. Cheers to the San Jose Betsuan office staff for their understanding and support, Namo Amida Butsu. Arigato to the Betsuan Sangha for all their nice cards, phone calls, and support. Namo Amida Butsu. To the veterans who encountered cancer in the past and tell me, keep fighting, Namo Amida Butsu. For the encouragement received from the motto, go for broke, Namo Amida Butsu. Reverend Kenji Akahoshi's reminder to focus on thank you rather than please, Namo Amida Butsu. All the compassionate care from the medical staff at O'Connor Hospital, Namo Amida Butsu. To Wes, Kathleen, and Dr. Lonnie Hunter for covering the jail in Elmwood, Namo Amida Butsu. To my family for their endless love, attention, and nursing care, Namo Amida Butsu. For the opportunity to hear the Nembutsu, where my journey takes me, Namo Amida Butsu. In Gasho, Namo Amida Butsu. So, what Bishop Harada wrote in that article was he was talking about, the theme of it was talking about the practical Buddhism, Buddhism that helps you in everyday life, and the ultimate truth in Buddhism, right? Seeing things as they are. And he writes that Scott Morris kind of united, kind of molded those two things in his poem, right? It's helping him dealing with ALS, but he's also seeing the truth in life, in Buddhism. And I think Masaru Yoshi did the same thing. He saw the gratitude in everything in his life, little things, but to him, important things that are meant a lot to him. But he's also talking to us about that ultimate truth in life, right? What's important in life? Seeing things as they are, right? Seeing things, the gratitude that you should feel for the little things that you have, even as things start to diminish and you can't do things that you were when you were a younger person. So, what Reverend Harada also wrote, he said that Buddhism won't get you $1 million, but it could make you feel like $1 million, no matter how impoverished you might be. Buddhism won't cure your cancer, but it can give you the spiritual strength to face, even embrace your cancer, and to accept it, whether you recover from it or not. So, gratitude, right? So I think hopefully we can see the gratitude in our daily lives, but also see that ultimate truth in Buddhism, right? And express our gratitude for that. So please join me in Gassho and reciting the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you very much.
I lost my script, sorry. But I know the next thing is Gatha, if you can please rise for Ondoku-san 2, which is on page 76 of the small book. Thank you.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you. Please be seated.
Are there any announcements?
This is just a save the date. The Federation of Buddhist Women's Association is having our 2024 conference in San Jose in October of this year. As part of our fundraiser, we are having another Panda Express, and this will be held on Friday, April the 12th, and the code that you'll need, especially for those people that are looking online, is 920186. So we'll try to announce this the next couple of Sundays, but please save the date for a Panda dinner, okay? Our lunch on Friday. Thank you.
Good morning. A couple announcements. Linda Ichinaga reminded me to announce the Earth Day 2024. So today's St. Patty's Day, but this is a different kind of green. Sponsored by our Betsu and Eco Sangha and Dharma School, this year's theme is upcycled items, and they're looking for an artistic spark in all of us that can make something out of recycled materials and make it into something useful again. So again, there are 4 categories, so even though you're not a Dharma School student, there's an adult category. So there's no excuse for not doing this. So anyway, and I think they've changed there's flyers in the back. But I think Linda announced the first prize is now $50, not $40. And there's a second and third prize of $25 and $10 for each of the 4 categories. So there's 3 categories for up to senior in high school. And then the 4th category is for adults, which is anyone, I guess 18 and over. So anyway, deadline to submit is April 7th. So you still have a couple weeks to think about this. Let's see. What's the other things? Let's see. 2 weeks from today, we're holding our second Lahaina fundraiser. It's a takeout chicken katsu lunch. Deadline to purchase those is tomorrow. So since you're here, you could just go in the office today and talk to, I think Richard's in the office today, and you can purchase it there. Or you can look on the Dharma newsletter, and through the QR code, you can pay online instead. But if you want to save those fees, right? They charge you fees when you buy online. You just pay here. Last thing, our Betsu Golf Tournament is about a month away, or a little more than a month away. April 29th on Monday, Monday, April 29th at the Villages Golf Course. And we also do, so all funds from the golf tournament go towards the Dharma Center campaign. And we usually make about 20 or 30,000 from the golf tournament. So in conjunction with that, we also run a raffle. And so Steve Onishi is out front selling raffle tickets, and there'll be people from the golf tournament committee selling, hopefully, those tickets for the next few weeks. So tickets are $20 each. First prize is $4,000. I wish I could win that, but nah. And then there's $100 prizes as well. So again, they'll be out there for the next 3 or 4 weeks. Thank you.
Next week,
Oh, you're doing the
Girl Scout? No, go ahead.
Girl Scout? No. No, not Girl Scout. This weekend, there's a bonsai club exhibit in the gym. So I was told this during the break. So officially it opens at 12, but I've heard you can just sneak in and take a look at 11 instead, since that's when we'll get out of here. But you didn't hear it from me. So thank you.
Thank you, Larry. Next week is Girl Scout Sunday. So the 10:10 service will be over in the annex. It's a large group of Girl Scouts that that observes this Girl Scout Sunday annually. So to accommodate them, the service will be conducted in the annex building. So if you come to 10:10 service and you step into the Hondo, nobody's here, don't worry, just go next door and everybody will be over there. We'll have a program by the Girl Scouts, so please do plan to attend. Even though you're not a Girl Scout, please plan to attend the service next week. Again, 10:10 service will be over in the annex. Thank you.
Thank you, Rinban Sakamoto, Reverend Michael Jones, Dennis Akizuki, Sumi Tanabe, our organist Colleen Tsuchimoto, and our AV Tech Paul Endo. Thank you, everyone, for attending the service. We'll now have closing gasho.
Okay. Jagasho, please, everyone. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you, everyone. Please come up for Oshoko. Thank you, May.